Hi, I'm Shaja Cat. Welcome back to my channel. So, today we're talking about while Mr. Beast is not father. What do I mean by that? I mean that in the content creation space, especially for YouTubers and creators, a lot of times, especially when you come across other YouTube gurus, meaning that their channels dedicated just to telling fellow YouTubers and video content creators how to be rock stars, how to get their first 1,000 subscribers, how to just crush it at YouTube. A lot of times, examples of what those guru channels and those gurus often use as a standard is Mr. Beast, who is a YouTuber, if you don't know, who has lots of followers. He does these amazing pranks or amazing just gimmicky sort of events, major life events sort of things, and people love to watch him. He gives away a lot of money, and he's just he's a cool guy. His name is Jimmy. But they say if you want to grow, you need to be like Mr. Beast. Now, here's a problem with that. Mr. Beast does a specific type of content, a specific niche that is not like a lot of people. It doesn't even make sense. When I first started doing YouTube, a lot of folks would say, Mr. Beast's thumbnails look like this. And there'll be all these people trying to make Mr. Beast types of thumbnails. Now, we all know that there are so many other different niches in YouTube. And a lot of those niches do not really lend themselves to bright, colorful, bold thumbnails. And when you look at the most successful types of videos in any specific niche, a lot of times they're not big, bright, bold, like thumbnails where there's lots of color or lots of contrast. And an example of this is the niche of silent vlogs. If you could look at silent vlog channels and you search silent vlog channels, the channels that come up, the ones that get the most engagement, the ones that get the most views, have like muted tones, browns and blacks, with the contrast is black, and the neutrals and grays and things like that. And that's just a different standard. So to always say you be like Mr. Beast is not really doing anything for those people who are not doing that type of content. Similarly, he does type of content where you need a hook in the beginning, while do a lot of crazy stunts, you take a reaction. But if you're doing a channel that's, I don't know, let's say like an AMSR, the lo-fi, for example, that would kill your niche if you're having all those spastic sort of moving around sort of stuff. It doesn't match. So I say all this to say, when you're getting advice about content creation and you are on YouTube and you're looking at the different channels that tell you about YouTube, be mindful when channels or people that mention Mr. Beast as this is what you need to be doing because Mr. Beast does this, Mr. Beast does that. And that also tells you that, just don't do that. Just ignore it. And actually what you want to do is find examples that are more like what you're trying to do. That is better for you. I found that when I did a podcast, I have a podcast actually called the Creator, it's like a creator economy podcast. And as I was assembling the creator economy podcast, when YouTube allowed us to have podcasts, one thing I noticed that the channels that have creator economy in them, that are dedicated to creator economy, 9 times out of 10, I think probably like 10 times out of 10, they are run by men. And when I look at the guest list from those channels, they're all men. Like, you're talking about the creator economy, and women are 50% of the population on the planet, and definitely in the United States and most countries. Yet, and there are lots of women and female YouTubers. I think there maybe more male YouTubers, but there are lots of female YouTubers. And so you're not finding an example of a female. Most likely, what's going to happen, you're going to miss a big niche, because when you don't have most female content creators are doing content that's targeting to their gender, so hair, beauty, makeup. How can you call yourself talking about the creator economy or giving advice, but you're missing out a huge slice of the audience? So I tried to do that niche for a while. I tried to do like YouTube guru sort of niches, and I just, not a lot of people followed my advice, and I never necessarily grew from that. So I'm just like, well, maybe they want to just get content from people telling them to be like Mr. Beast. And then when they follow that advice, wonder why they're not growing. Yeah, I'm not one to talk, this channel's still growing here. But anyway, that's it. That's all I had to share. My summer is running to a close. This is one of my summer series videos, but this is also talking about why you as a YouTuber or content creator, you have to diversify your source of information when it comes down to trying to grow. And the best source you can get is find other channels in your niche and try to replicate those success models. I know people get tired of me saying that all the time, but when I learned about that, that's what I've been trying to do. I don't do it all the time successfully, but replicate success models, and you'll be more successful because they've already figured out the formula. So you don't need to reinvent the wheel, and you definitely don't need to be doing something that's not what they're doing. If they have dull muted colors in their thumbnails, you want to have dull muted colors in their thumbnail. I mean, it's not rocket science, you know. Yeah. Anyway, so if you'd like to know more about my summer series, and I just talk about whatever I want to talk about, I want you to pay attention to this playlist here, which has other videos in that summer series.